Alrighty, guys, welcome back. It's your boy EQ, and up next we have Did Kendrick Lamar write for Drake and make him diss himself? And if this is true, honestly, it's supremely diabolical, and in hindsight, so on brand for Kendrick Lamar to be able to pull this off and for Drake to actually fall for it. This allegedly happened on one of their few collaborations, Poetic Justice, and honestly, it brings deeper meaning to the line, I can never right my wrongs unless I write them down for real. And we all know Kendrick Lamar loves his double and triple entendres, so it definitely wouldn't be a stretch to believe. This is all obviously speculation, of course, and Drake is listed as a co-writer on the record, but an artist of that caliber compared to where Kendrick Lamar was at the time could have easily thrown his weight around and actually demanded co-writing credit. We've seen it multiple times throughout the music industry, and it's honestly something that's pretty common. Beyonce actually did it to Neo, and he exposed that Beyonce didn't write one word on that record. Throughout my years of being a signed music producer, I've been in sessions where people just barge in and try to add a word or two just to demand writing credit later. It can definitely get crazy, and who knows, maybe a riff was created at that moment. But again, guys, this is just speculation and this person's theory, so definitely let me know if you guys think it has any validity to it. But enough dilly-dallying, let's jump right into the video, where we have Did Kendrick Lamar write for Drake and make him diss himself? This would be, like I said, hilariously diabolical. Imagine being aloof to the point where you rap your own diss.
All the way back to 2011, Drake releases Take Care and Kendrick Lamar releases Section 80. Even though Section 80 critically did better than Take Care,
for sure,
Take Care takes #1 on the Billboard 200 list, while Section 80...
All right, off the bat, you can't really compare an album with an actual rollout and a mixtape because honestly, those are two different things. One obviously had a bunch of money put behind it, and the other one obviously didn't, even though, like she said, it was critically acclaimed.
80 only makes it to 113. I think that Drake did like 300,000 copies or something like that in the first 2 weeks, and Kendrick Lamar only sold like, I don't know, between 6,000 and 9,000. So that's in two.
And honestly, not bad for an artist that literally didn't have any machine behind them, because we definitely have some artists now that are doing that first week and they have a major conglomerate behind them.
2011. Then in 2012, Drake goes on tour. He has the Club Paradise tour, and Kendrick and A$AP Rocky open for him. Now, when I think about these two different rappers, especially when I think about Section 80 and Take Care, I can't think of two different albums that are further apart. Section 80 is so raw, it's so real. Take Care is so commercial, it is so boppy.
And they basically gutted The Weeknd's first project to make Take Care, which is obviously the biggest reason why The Weeknd does not like Drake. That's obviously going to breed a lot of resentment. And yeah, early on, when you don't have the money, people will make these sacrifices for the bag for a plethora of reasons, whether it's kids or just wanting to help out your family and make something of yourself. People will give up their records to the bigger artists for the bag. Not only did we see it with The Weeknd, but we saw it with somebody like Quentin Miller. Quentin Miller did not want to write. He just saw it as a way to make money for his family. And he even explained that, which is why Meek Mill got so bent out of shape over it. This is probably the biggest reason why The Weeknd didn't sign with OVO. And honestly, the way that OVO Sweatshop works, he probably made the best decision for himself. So Drake, you can't keep crying about it when you did what you did to that man's first project.
They're each other's antithesis, and now they're on tour together. And the theory is that this is where the beef really begins, is when they're on tour together. And Kendrick, who is like a purist, like he really, you know, this is his craft. He put a lot of work into this. And if you listen to his music, he tells you about everything he's had to go through to get to this point. And now he's on tour with Drake, and Drake is like, you know, he has writers, he has teams, he is partying, he's not really very authentic. And I could see how that would really piss Kendrick off.
Well, not only that, but allegedly some of the things that Drake was doing behind the scenes as well. When you're on tour with somebody, you can't possibly put on a mask 24/7. People are going to eventually get a glimpse of who you are. But something happened during this tour because their relationship was never the same. At the end of the day, things like this are mutually beneficial. A lot of the cult of the OVOites will claim that Drake did this huge favor for Kendrick Lamar, which obviously was a great look. He's obviously getting exposed to a lot more fans. But the thing was, he was on the rise regardless of who put him on. So while definitely a great look for Kendrick, you still can't discredit the fact that it was a great look for Drake to have A$AP Rocky and Kendrick Lamar, who were obviously red hot and on the rise at the time.
To guess, because Kendrick tells us this, he goes home after touring, you know, he tours from, I think, February to July of 2012, and then he goes and he writes Good Kid, Mad City, and that's released in October of 2012. I mean, and it's more than just Money Trees. It is throughout this whole album. Check out this line in Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe. He's making comparisons through this whole album. I can feel the changes. I can feel new people around me just want to be famous. Who are the new people he's around? He just got off tour with Drake. You can see that
And obviously, when you are blowing up, a lot of strangers come into your life that definitely want to ride your coattails to the top. But Drake does fit the description of somebody that wants to be famous. Just in this recent lawsuit with UMG alone, we're hearing all the time about how much he cares about his own brand.
You can see that my city found me and put me on stages. He's appreciating his city. This is, I mean, Poetic Justice is a love letter to them. To me, that's amazing. To you, that's a quick check. You're exploiting my people. With all disrespect, let me say this. And then he goes on to say, don't kill my vibe. Then there's Money Trees. Who could he be talking about here? You look like an easy come up, a silver spoon I know you come from. That's the lifestyle that we never knew. Go add a reverend for the revenue. You do anything for the money.
That seems like a direct hit right there. Obviously, we know where Drake came from. Well, not supremely rich, because if you guys don't know, child stars don't really make a lot of money, which kind of sucks, and they also don't get residuals most of the time. But his mom did finance his rap career, and Drake also had tons of connections in the industry because of who his uncle and father were. They were definitely pretty connected in the game.
It goes Halle Berry or Hallelujah. It goes Hollywood or Salvation. Pick your poison. Tell me what you're doing. Either way, tell me who you are. Everybody gonna respect the shooter, but the one in front of the gun lives forever. This is a reference to the Poetic Justice music video, and Kendrick is the one in front of the gun. And what he's saying is that everybody's going to respect the industry, but the artist lives forever. And then he tells you, he says, and I've been hustling all day this way, this that way, through canals and alleyways, just to say, so I have come all this way just to tell you that Money Trees is the perfect place for shade. So he did all of this to tell you that underneath Money Trees is the perfect place for shade.
That's a pretty dope connection that she made.
Poetic Justice featuring Drake. So at this point, Kendrick Lamar.
And the thing is about these double and triple entendres is that we all know Kendrick Lamar loves these. So it wouldn't be surprising, and it's not a stretch to think that he was pointing to that. But definitely, again, speculation.
Lamar knows that Drake doesn't write his own stuff. And as long as you give him a feature on a song, he'll rap whatever lyrics you want him to rap. And the theory is, in Good Kid, Mad City, he really had to code everything that he was saying because of how raw he was in Section 80 and how it didn't perform as well as he had expected it to.
Again, it was a mixtape. I don't think anyone expected it to do major numbers, but it definitely set the table.
Or as well as he had wanted it to. He now has to code everything he's saying so that he can get the commercial success that he's looking for. So he writes this beautiful, intricate love letter. Like, I genuinely think this song is going to be studied for like generations.
Oh, his whole catalog will be studied for generations to come.
It is so beautiful. Not only is it a love letter to his community, it is a love letter to Pac, it is a love letter to rap, it is a love letter to the African American community as a whole. Mm-hmm. Okay, now let's break down these lyrics and you can see how incredible this is. He's saying, I know who you are without you having to tell me. You don't have to explain yourself to me. I know you need a lot because you're in survival mode, and the only justice you get is the poetic kind. If I told you you were beautiful even though you couldn't see it, would you believe me? And this is all Kendrick's first verse, and this part right here is really important because it comes up in Drake's verse, but he says, I mean, I write poems in these songs dedicated to you. He's saying, I write for you. He goes on to say, when you're ready to be understood, I'm here. Better yet, why aren't the rappers who you do support, the Drakes of the world, why aren't they doing this? Why aren't they saying this to you? I really want to know you all. I really want to show you off. He's being literal. But you're not.
Big part of that is that Drake's recent music has definitely been very, very surface level. Obviously, a lot of it has to do with the fact that he doesn't have the weekend to write for him. And honestly, maybe with the way the industry has been viewing him, a lot of other writers may have already given up writing for him. And we've definitely seen some very major artists either stay quiet or distance themselves completely from the guy. Like I said before in my last video, where is Lil Yachty? Probably the guy that has been Drake's biggest influence. A few months ago, we even saw that story post where he was asking Justin Bieber to return his call, currently seeing Drake unfollowing him, which should mean nothing because who cares about social media? But with the way these people value it, obviously now it's definitely something people use to show that, yeah, you probably don't rock with this person anymore.
Ready to confront that, so you reject me and go distract yourself. Here he's saying they're taking advantage of your situation and it's time for them to stop. So the subtle differences in this section right here between Kendrick's and Drake's is huge, and it makes all the difference in the world. But right here, he's saying what comes from the mouth is what's in a man's heart. And I could never right my wrongs unless I write them down for real. Lest I write them down for real. The way that he did this for him versus Drake is huge. Because what he's saying is I could never right my wrongs unless I write them down for real. Like, I could never live with myself unless I was being real. And then P.S. is not postscript, but P.S. yes, postscript, but also Pak Shakur. And right here, he's trying to bait everyone to look deeper. You can get it, you can get it, you can get it. And I know just what you want. Poetic justice, put it in a song. That's this whole song is about. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Now, this is Drake's part, okay? So he starts out, I really hope you play this, okay? So he's saying, I really hope you listen now that I have your favorite rapper saying it to you. So he's speaking to you through Drake.
This would be so diabolical and so on brand.
And the music video really backs this theory up. Now, this one's really funny because he's saying, with all these pretty boy rappers rapping about nothing,
literally probably has the biggest pretty boy rapper on the record reciting these lyrics, man.
Rapping about nothing, you've been got. It's a lot for me to take in. It doesn't make sense. You're messing with him because you're still trying to fit into that box that they put you in. I'm trying to educate you and elevate you and bring your whole community up. It can happen when you figure out.
That's pretty insane because one of the things that people like to point out is the fact that Drake really isn't the person that he's portraying himself to be. And there's probably some truth to that. If you guys didn't know, because a lot of the OVOite cult members weren't even fans when Drake was first starting off. The guy didn't have the warmest reception. When he first tried to pop off, it flopped, and they actually sent him out to Houston so he can develop his persona. The dude is a child actor, so this is obviously another role for him. And while this is just a theory, it's obviously so on the nose.
We have everything we need right here. If we wake up and work together, that would be justice. You were so young when they brainwashed you, stole your dreams, kicked you down. And then remember I told you that it was really important before in Kendrick's verse. I mean, I write poems in these songs. See, he said, dedicated to you. And Drake saying, dedicated to the fun sex, dedicated to the nothing.
Which of course is showing a lack of real substance.
But I see your beauty, and when I encounter it, I just wish I could make you understand me. Now, the whole song and really the whole album, and I really feel like the whole next album are really directed towards Drake and the Drakes of the world.
This is just Kendrick trying to watch the party die. Kendrick Lamar definitely has a bone to pick with the industry and how they operate, which honestly makes it even doper the fact that he was able to succeed to the levels that he's gotten to. And that Drake verse definitely sounds like Kendrick could have wrote it.
But this line right here is really kind of targeted towards Drake specifically. They say communication, save relations, I can tell. So he's saying, you can save this relationship, you know, but you have to be honest and you have to write down your wrongs for real. But I can never write my wrongs unless I write them down for real, because he doesn't write his own stuff and he's not being real. And then Pak Shakur. Now this is where he's literally telling you that this is all coded. He's telling you the truth is forbidden. I have to code this, but it's true. Living life towing the line. Love is not just sex. It's your power. It's you following your dreams. If I can do it, you can do it. Love is taking our power back.
Well, I will say this. He's also trying to uplift people and uplift him and try to get him to change his ways.
Where you put your love is the direction this goes. We need to come together and get on the same page.
Manifestation.
This is my purpose. Take your time and dig for this message. And before they shut me up, Pak Shakur. And now he's pretty much kicking Drake off his fucking track. Yeah. And so then the theory would continue on. You could say that Drake was, in fact, the butterfly that Kendrick pimped. The poetic.
What a great metaphor. And again, it would be so on the nose.
Poetic Justice music video is also very telling. There's a lot of clues in there that kind of support this theory. But, you know, again, I understand that I am white and that speaking on this might be a little bit taboo, but we weighed, Anthony and I, when we came out with this theory like 3 years ago, we weighed our options, we talked to all of our friends, and we felt like it would be sacrilegious not to talk about it.
Well, of course. Obviously, these people have a love of hip hop, and it definitely seemed to be showing respect for the craft, for the art. And I do think everyone should have a right to their opinion, whether right or wrong. Now, whether you get the type of reaction that you were hoping to get, that's a whole different story. But this whole beef was never about race. It was about Drake not being of the culture. It was about Drake, like Kendrick Lamar stated in the record, having a silver spoon. It was about all the backhanded shenanigans happening behind the scenes and just not moving right. That's what it was all about. It was about being used by the industry and being okay with it because you were getting to the bag. And now that it's obviously switched up, now you've grown resentful because you don't own your masters. Fam, that was on you. You re-upped on that deal. I'll say this. Everyone's first deal sucks. My first deal sucked, but guess what? It's a part of the game. If you don't have the leverage to negotiate for better terms, that's just the cards you were dealt. It's either you sign it or you don't sign it. Do you want the money and the business contacts and obviously the machine behind you? Guess what? There's going to be a trade off and you're going to have to give something up. Usually that's your publishing. It's just the nature of the industry because at the end of the day, they're not making you a superstar. They're not making you a success because of the kindness from their heart. They're doing this to see a return. They're doing this to make money. Because it's not just music, guys. It's the music business. It's the music industry. And they're going to want to make money off that music. Whether you believe this theory or not, definitely let me know in the comments. Again, it's all speculation. But now rereading those lyrics, fam, it definitely feels like Kendrick Lamar wrote it because it feels so direct. And we've seen weirder things happen. So definitely let me know what you guys think. Honestly, the way Kendrick Lamar has moved the past year and a half, could you 100% say that this could not be possible? I don't think so. But definitely let me know what you guys think. Definitely hit the like and subscribe button. It does the channel wonders. I really want to thank you guys so much for continuing to make this channel a part of your day. It honestly means the world to me, and all the love and support that you guys continue to show this channel on a daily is overwhelming and probably the biggest reason why I make these videos. So I really want to let you guys know how grateful for all of it. Guys, a big shout out to all those that have been joining YouTube memberships. Small way to support the channel, but definitely goes a long way in helping out. And also a very big super thank you to all those that have been sending super thanks because, again, it's tremendous to the channel. Shout out to Renee again for another monster super thank. Again, I am so appreciative of your support. It definitely comes from the heart. And honestly, acts like this really show me that we are making the right content here on this page. So again, thank you so much. I'm definitely looking forward to your take on this theory. Hope you guys love this video, and I hope to see you guys soon. And Drake being the butterfly that got pimped, fam. What a metaphor. I would not be surprised at this point.